In today's video, I'll be going over the RTY long that I took today, how I invalidated my original bearish bias, and then flipped it from bearish to bullish to get on side with price as it developed. So what you had from the daily here is you had this C2 candle from Friday, well Monday rather, and so you could have framed this wick, and that's what I originally did prior to the overnight sessions. I was like, okay, I want to see price respect this wick and then trade lower. Same with this, trade this body, trade lower. Just depended on what developed best. I would take that whichever short. But that's not what happened at all. Price was just slowly chopping down and respecting this fair value gap and having very strong like rejections off of it. While this was just kind of chopping up, this was chopping lower, and then put in that 0600 SMT. So this was a really high confluence from the 4-hour profile that we had at 6 a.m. It was a really strong candle that either you see price get on side with and you trade longs, or it's just completely invalidated your shorts. From this 4-hour perspective here, like you're not shorting. Like what are you gonna, like you're just not. It's cooked. It's completely cooked. So structurally, and we'll see into the hourly, I'll explain why I took RTY longs. But if you map out a dealing range from this swing low to this swing high, and this swing low to this swing high, this is obviously deeper in the range based on bearish bias. So you wouldn't want to trade this long. Like structurally, this is stronger to the highs. You have this fair value gap, this fair value gap. It's a deeper like expansion range, as well as what you have from Friday here, and this is really the most confluence here, is from Friday you have this candle's wick low, and then on Monday this candle develops and then closes over it on YM, so you can see it closes over this wick, and then on RTY here, I almost said ES for some reason, you have it hitting it and then rejecting off of it. So it puts in the higher high, so it's just structurally stronger. Like we can agree, yeah? I just want to explain because some people might be like, why did you take longs, like da-da-da-da-da. I mean, based on the 4-hour alone, you can kind of see, like, if you can see the signatures in price. Also, this was the SMT here. Now it's completely fucking busted, and there's a really clean price here. You have the SMT with the PSP now being developed. But yeah, so this is what occurred. I framed EQ, then I dropped down to the 1 hour. I waited till 10 to open. So I saw this 9 a.m. close. I let the open do what it do, 9:30 do what it do. It developed. You could have got on side quicker. There's some great trades on the indices that you could have framed into the longs on ES. But I was waiting for RTY, just like the way it's been trading recently. So yeah, you had this 0900 close CSD with the SMT, just really fucking clean. So you frame the wick of that, or the body rather, and you want to see it respected and then trade higher. It went a little deeper than I would have liked. But based on the lower time frames and based on 15-minute SMT fill, it was valid. I was like, okay, it dipped a little bit lower. Like if it would have traded down here, okay, that shit's cooked. It's not expanding. You can wait for 1100 to then confirm as long as it closes over the wick top based on a C4 continuation. Well, C2, C3, and then yeah, you would do a C4 continuation into this high. But yeah, so that's why I chose this. Also, another thing explaining why I didn't take YM, you see this 900 candle, it already expanded into this draw. This is how I personally trade. Like it already expanded into this hour fair value gap. Now it could open and continue, but that's just such a large opposing run on the daily candle, and just such a like a large range from this Tuesday to completely invalidate Monday. Where rather on here, it was still lower in the range and had still more draws to run into, 15-minute swings of that nature. But this had already ran its high. So essentially you're just breaking this SMT here on this YM candle or RTY. So this already hit. Now you're just breaking that SMT here. And so this is where you have this PSP, SMT, all the structure that you could then get on side for shorts here, because you have the strength switch as this traded locally higher first, and then now it's pausing as this indecisional candle prints. This expands to allow RTY to catch up to these highs. So that's why you kind of get on side with RTY here, and YM rather. I hope that makes sense. And then 15-minute, you had these two-stage SMT and SMT fill for a continuation. So 945 printed, PSP here, or not PSP, sorry, two-stage here confirmed. This looks like shit. And then obviously it's just dumped from here, but two-stage here, PSP here, and then yeah, you can get on side. There's like 1 minute so you can break down here. You would get stopped out there, but super clean price action, even an SMT here as well. So clean stuff that you can get on side with. Now breaking down my 5-minute entry, what we had here was 9 a.m. EQs get respected with an SMT into this gap. So either price was going to continue up into these highs here or just chop around. I really didn't think price was going to trade lower, but it was either on this candle or the shit was never. One thing I really like to do is to catch that opposing wick early so I can catch the body and it has plenty of time to expand. So I really don't like to see, like, you don't want to see a candle open, chop, then put in the low, and then it's like 1040 and then now you have 20 minutes of body expansion. Like, you want to see this shit early. So I had the SMT put in. I didn't track this 2-stage, but I tracked the intercandle change in the state delivery, which was primo. I really like seeing that. So once this SMT put in, you had the C2 with that. And then fractally, if you break this down, you have a C3, it closes over. So a C3 continuation candle after the C2. So that's what I positionally entered on. So that was originally like, it was this, and I really wanted to see price come all the way up to this range high, which would have gave me like right at 2R. It was like up here, so it would have been like 2.4. I didn't really think that much of the day, being that just the previous day, I just didn't think we were going to go that high. I don't have a magic 8-ball. It didn't happen, but I just didn't trust it, just the way price has been trading. So once we got this interchangeable change in state delivery, I was like, okay, this is my new trade. I got in positionally here, but this is what I'm staking my bets on. Like, I've completely adjusted my stop loss, put it on here, and then I ran into this high for like right at 2R. Static 2R, closed it out. But what I really like to see, and then what I had noted, it was a little bit longer on the trade in itself. I shortened it down, but I wanted to see a continuation through this local high here. So once this printed, I was doing something, came back, I was like, oh shit, I saw this. But this is exactly what you want to see. Like, when you see these test of the OB, like, beautiful stuff, man. Test of this order block, comes up, respects it, changing the state delivery. Like, you could enter here and get 2R, like, as you can see. So this is like a beautiful continuation trade to get on. Okay, maybe not. Okay, you don't get 2R, but you get a nice trade. Like, this shit rips after it. 1100 opens up after this is put in, and it just foam. And so that's why I had that little thing at the beginning, like, you live and you learn. Like, I wanted continuations through this local high, and I got it, and I still left. So, you know, it happens. I should have trusted my gut and went through it. This is why I really started this channel, was to be able to see my mistakes, talk through them, have to explain them to the ether. Even though many people are not going to be watching these YouTube videos, I have to then be accountable for the stuff I do within the charts. And so, yeah, I'm taking accountability. I exited rather way sooner than I should have. I should have held this shit for a clean, like, if you're basing it off this, like a clean 4R or something, would have been a beautiful trade. Really nice signatures out of price. RTY has been trading very beautifully. So I've been really liking adding this into my trades rather than just the normal indices triad. So yeah, that's why I entered. Long ramble there, but that's a good thing to do. Like, when you have these new invalidation points, you want to adjust your stop loss, because at this point, after this comes, like, dude, you don't want to see price come over here. So adjust your stop loss, boom. And if you want to adjust your take profit or keep the original draw, do what you do. I adjusted mine for a 2R draw and then closed it out. So hopefully this trade review, a bunch of different stuff, me rambling helps. Ask any questions if you have them. Goodbye.